Picture this. It's midnight on a Sunday. You're sitting at your kitchen table, staring at your laptop screen with 3 different tabs open: your bank account, your credit card portal, and a compound interest calculator. You do the math. You've been working your tail off, skipping the premium streaming services, packing your lunch every single day, and transferring a few $100 into your savings account like a responsible adult. But when you look at the total balance, it feels like you're trying to fill up a swimming pool with a leaking thimble. You look at your screen and you think, I am doing everything right. Why does it feel like I'm standing completely still? If that sounds familiar, look, you're not crazy, and you're definitely not alone. That is literally almost everyone trying to build wealth in America today. Here's the thing. We've all been fed this beautiful, sanitized version of how wealth building works. You go to school, you get a decent job, you save your money, and boom, magic math takes over. But the financial advice you've been given isn't just old, it's incomplete. I am the financial explainer dude, and I spent way too much time thinking about how math and human psychology collide to either make you rich or keep you completely broke. If you're someone who feels like you're running on a financial treadmill, working harder and harder but never actually moving forward, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we need to talk about a massive blind spot. We need to talk about the Rule of 72. Now, if you've ever consumed even 5 minutes of personal finance content or taken a basic econ class, you know what the Rule of 72 is. It's the ultimate golden goose of the investing world. It's a simple mental shortcut to figure out how fast your money will double. You take the number 72, you divide it by your expected annual rate of return, and the answer is the exact number of years it takes for your cash to multiply by 2. So if you invest $10,000 and you get a historically average 8% return in the stock market, you take 72 divided by 8, and boom, in 9 years, your 10 grand magically becomes $20,000. Sounds incredible, right? It makes compound interest look like a neat, predictable staircase to wealth. But here is what most people don't realize. The school system, the mainstream textbooks, and the flashy finance gurus love to teach you the Rule of 72 as an offensive weapon. They treat it like a cheat code that only works for you. But math doesn't care about your feelings, and it definitely doesn't care about your financial goals. The exact same mathematical law that is supposed to turn your modest savings into a fortune is currently being weaponized against you by 3 massive invisible forces. And if you don't understand the reverse twist of this rule, you can do everything right and still end up broke. Let's break down the first dark twist of this math, and it starts with the quietest thief in your life: inflation. Let's look at the actual data. Over the last few years, we've all felt the sting at the grocery store and the gas pump, but let's apply the Rule of 72 to your purchasing power. If inflation runs at a sustained, heavy rate of, say, 6%, which is entirely realistic given the economic volatility we've seen recently, let's do the reverse math. 72 divided by 6 is 12. What does that actually mean for your life? It means that in exactly 12 years, the value of $1 is cut completely in half. That $10,000 you have sitting safely in a traditional brick-and-mortar savings account, earning a pathetic 0.01% interest, in 12 years, it's still going to say $10,000 on your bank statement. But when you walk out into the real world to buy a car, pay rent, or buy groceries, that $10,000 will only have the purchasing power of $5,000. While you were waiting 9 years for your investments to double, the cost of just existing is doubling every 12 to 15 years. You are in a literal drag race against the clock, and most people are putting their money in vehicles that are moving backward. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Zach, I get it. Inflation is bad. That's why I don't keep my money in cash. I'm investing in my company 401k or a standard mutual fund. I'm playing offense. Great, I'm glad you're investing. But this is where it gets really interesting. And honestly, it's the part that makes me the most frustrated because it's a total systemic trap. Let's look at fees. When you sign up for a retirement account or buy a mutual fund, you'll see a little number called an expense ratio. It's the fee the fund charges you to manage your money. It usually looks incredibly innocent. It'll say something like 1.5% or 2%, and because it's a tiny single-digit percentage, your brain completely dismisses it. You think, well, if the fund is making me 8%, what's the big deal if they take 2%? I still keep 6%. That's a win. Is it? Let's use our mental shortcut again. Let's apply the rule of 72 to the fees you are paying. If a mutual fund or an advisor is charging you a 2% fee on your total portfolio balance every year, take 72 and divide it by 2. That equals 36. That means over a standard 36-year working career, the financial institution isn't just taking a small slice of your profits. Because of how compounding works in reverse, that tiny 2% fee will double and compound until it strips away nearly half of your total potential lifetime wealth. Think about the psychological brutality of that. You took 100% of the risk. You put up 100% of the capital. You sacrificed your current lifestyle to save that money. But because of a tiny single-digit number that looked completely harmless in a brochure, you are handing over a massive fortune to a financial institution that did none of the heavy lifting. It is an asymmetrical war. The financial system uses the rule of 72 to compound their wealth through your fees, while your money is fighting an uphill battle against the compounding nature of inflation. But look, it's not just about institutions taking your money. The biggest, most devastating twist of the rule of 72 is completely internal. It happens inside your own mind. It's what behavioral psychologists call linear bias. As human beings, our brains evolved in a world that is strictly linear. If you pick 5 apples today and 5 apples tomorrow, you have 10 apples. Our brains understand addition perfectly, but our brains are fundamentally broken when it comes to understanding exponential multiplication. When you start saving and investing, your progress in the first few years is entirely driven by your savings rate, not your investment returns. If you have $5,000 saved and it grows by a fantastic 10%, you made $500. That's it. It's barely enough to cover a minor car repair. And this is the exact psychological wall where 90% of people give up. They look at that $500 return after a year of sacrifice and think, why am I bothering? This compound interest thing is a myth. I might as well just buy the shoes, take the vacation, and enjoy my life today because the math isn't working. What they don't realize is that they are quitting right before the rule of 72 starts to accelerate. Think of your wealth like a massive boulder you're trying to push up a hill. For the first 2, 3, or 4 years, you're sweating, straining, and breaking your back, and the boulder is barely moving. It feels entirely broken. But once that boulder clears the peak of the hill, once you hit that critical velocity milestone, usually around the $50,000 to $100,000 mark, the math flips. Suddenly, the boulder starts rolling down the other side under its own momentum. Your money starts making its own money, and that money starts making money. So how do we fix this? How do you take the reverse twist of the rule of 72 and force it back into your favor? You don't need a degree in finance, and you don't need a 6-figure income to start. You just need to execute 3 highly actionable, non-negotiable steps immediately. First, you must audit your fees today. Log into your 401k, your Roth IRA, or whatever brokerage account you use. Find the document labeled Prospectus, or look at the expense ratio column. If you're paying anything over 0.5% for a standard, broadly diversified fund, you are losing the reverse math game. Look for low-cost index funds, specifically ones that track the total stock market or the S&P 500, where the expense ratios are often lower than 0.05%. That single switch can save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Second, you have to outpace the purchasing power drain. Stop leaving excess capital in accounts earning next to nothing. Keep your emergency fund in a high-yield savings account. Third, and most importantly, you have to mentally commit to crossing the boredom phase of investing. Expect the first 3 years to look completely uninspiring. Expect the math to feel slow. Remind yourself that you aren't waiting for a linear payoff. You are building up the energy required for the exponential curve to take over. Look, the system is designed to benefit those who understand the math and exploit those who don't. The fact that you are sitting here watching this and educating yourself means you are already ahead of the curve. Don't let the silent wealth killers pull you backward. Take control of the math, automate your savings, cut the parasitic fees, and give your money the time it needs to actually work for you. You've got this. If you found value in this breakdown, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, share this video with one person who needs to hear it, and let me know in the comments below what your current financial milestone goal is. I'm the Financial Explainer Dude. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.